everybody, it's Maggie. I hope you're all doing well and staying healthy out there. I wanted to give you some ideas of things that you can do at home with just things around the house to work on ball skills. So if you have balls like tennis balls, great, or a little bit bigger balls, definitely something like the size of a playground ball. And if you don't have little balls, you can always roll up balls of socks or even roll up some foil and make a ball out of it. Allie showed you that the other day. We're going to do some target practice, so I got my toilet paper here. Kelly's helping with the demonstration. We've got some empty bottles that we're going to use, some boxes, and something that we can throw into, like a bucket or a box or a laundry basket, something like that. Okay, we're going to start. I'm going to set something up for you and we'll be right back. So we're going to start with just some catching activities, a basic catching, and what I use is painter's tape on the floor. It's good in the house, you can come right up off the floor, but outside you can use chalk or tape on the driveway or the sidewalk too. So we're going to do catching. You start close to the youngster. If they're capable of catching it close, you take a step back, see if they can catch it there. Try to get 4 or 5 catches in, that's great. If they're having trouble catching it in the air, then what we want to do is we want to move down. So you can move down to sitting in a chair and catch it. They can catch it on their lap, and that way they're successful. Or all the way down on the floor, and they can be kind of sitting on the floor with their legs out, and you can kind of throw it back and forth and corral it. Now, another way we can do the catching and throwing game is to bounce the ball to the youngster. So bounce and have them catch, have them bounce it back to you. Okay, give that a try. So now we're going to do some throwing activities. I have the small balls here, and I have my target set up, and the kids can help to build the target. I use toilet paper. You can use paper towels, you can use solo cups, there's lots of different things. So the kids might throw underhand, they may throw overhand, or the more mature way we want them to throw is to step with the opposite foot and throw overhand. So inside you might want to do this in a corner where there aren't windows or china cabinets, but for here I'm just going to demonstrate. They're going to step and throw. Step and throw. Okay? Okay, we're going to do some kicking activities now. I have the same setup with the target that I had before. What if kids are first going to do is they're going to stand and they're just going to move their foot forward to kick. And what we want them to do is bring their foot back and then forward. And that takes them standing on one foot balance. So you may need to hold their pinky or their finger for them to have the balance. But if they're more mature and can do it, we're going to have them bring their foot back and kick and try to knock it down. If they can do that easily, we're going to have them take some steps back and run and kick this ball standing by itself. And then the most mature way is if you roll the ball to them. We do this out in the yard. Roll the ball and they run up and kick the ball. So for now, remember, bring the hip back and through. Okay, so we're going to do another kicking activity very similar to the other, but this time I'm using a bucket. It's going to give it a sound when it hits, and sometimes that will give a little bit of feedback to the kids about what they're doing. So I'm going to put the ball down, I'm going to kick the ball in, and there you have it. Okay, now we're going to do some bowling. I set up my bowling pins with empty bottles, and some of the bottles I left a little water in. That's going to make them a little bit more resistant and a little bit harder to knock over. So depending on how strong the kids are or how challenging you want to make it, you can change that up. So for this one, I'm going to either roll it to knock them down, throw it to knock them down, or kick it to knock them down. So we have 3 ways to do this activity. But this time I'm going to roll it. So I'm going to take my ball, I'm going to aim, and try to knock them down. Spare. So we've practiced catching, and now we're going to do some throwing, and throwing of the medium-sized ball. So I have set up my buckets. You can use 2 boxes, you can use a laundry basket in a box, anything you can use to give them a target to throw to. So in addition to throwing to you, we're going to have them throw in. So I put my tape measure down, my tape mark down. I'm going to have them stand behind it, and I'm going to see if they can get a basket in the top one or a basket in the close one. And they may get points for each one. And then if they get 2, 1 in each basket, we can have them take a step back and try again. They can throw over or they can throw under. 2 different ways to do that. Give it a try. So just another thing we can practice throwing at, something like shoe boxes, and the kids can help actually stack them up and balance them. Step back, they can either kick the boxes down, throw the ball at the boxes, or throw one of the smaller balls at the box to knock it down. Okay, so I took my painter's tape, and you can have the kids help with this, and it can keep them busy for a while. Putting the tape from one side to the other, this side to the other, almost like a spider web. And once they get it all built, you can put way more than I did. You can either take a tissue ball and see if it'll stick, or a tennis ball and see if we can knock it down. Okay, if you have stairs in your house, which I know a lot of you do, this is an activity you can do on the stairs that's kind of fun. So you grab a ball or two balls and you walk up the stairs. So you're practicing stair climbing, either 2 feet on a step or alternating steps, about 4 or 5 steps up, and you're going to let the ball bounce down the stairs and see if we can get it to knock over the balls. Okay, here's another one. Okay, I got one. Now I'm going to try the tennis ball. And my last one. And when you get really good, you can catch it like Rory. Good, Rory now. Rory, step back, good boy. Just like you'll be able to do.